Time right now is 4 minutes past the hour of 4 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon. My name's Shawn Henderson, and I'd like to say the name of the show is Stay Tuned, but it isn't. It's the High Lonesome Sound. I have taken over the airwaves from LJ Delta. He was kind enough to let me have the airwaves because I begged him. The band of Heathens were in town last night, and I said, LJ, I got to have these guys in. And he was gracious enough to give me the airtime, so that was nice. And these guys, Gordy, Quist, Jurdi from the band of Heathens were kind enough and gracious enough to come on in and say hi. Say hi.
Hi.
All right.
Thanks for having us.
My pleasure. And I got to say, I went to the show last night down in Boston, and just blew my mind. And my eardrums, actually.
Cool, yeah.
It definitely
I think
blew
everybody's, yeah, everyone's.
It was such a great show. And it was an interesting reaction from me because I hadn't heard the new stuff, but I've read a lot of stuff about the new stuff saying that it was kind of like this, a lot more mellow. So I wasn't really sure what to expect, and you guys just came out and rocked the place. You really knocked it. I thought you knocked it out of the park. It was just amazing.
Yeah, it was full. It was a full sounding show.
It was.
Yeah. my ears are still ringing. The sound guy was pretty pumped up last night, I think, too. So
yeah,
it was good.
It sounded good though. He did a really great job.
Yeah.
I mean, there's one thing. Sometimes it's loud and it sounds like crap, and there's other times it's loud and it sounds good, and it sounded good. So
during sound check, my amp started smoking.
Oh yeah.
So I actually have to find a way to repair that here in the next day or two. If you know any good amp repair guys, let me know.
Well, on Monday, actually, right over there, Gary's. You know Gary.
Mm-hmm.
So there we go. We can repair anything you got there, Gordy. No problem. Time right now is 6 minutes past the hour, and what I think we're going to do is just start with a live thing, and we'll come back and we'll talk about the new album and whatever else you guys want to talk about.
Sounds good.
Cool.
All right?
Yeah. We'll start with a tune. This one's called Shotgun. It's
great song.
First tune on the new record here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I heard that you were talking about me. I heard you had a smile on your face while you cried. Everybody's walking around here, but I just had to laugh at the truth in your lies. Play your part, know your lines. If they ask, we'll both say, yeah, we're doing fine. Airing out your dirty laundry, hanging all your so-called friends out to dry. You say you want your independence. 3 years gone, so hard to find. What goes up comes around. It's so hard to get your feet off the ground. You came crashing through the window, and it gave away so fast. All I hear now is the wind blow, riding shotgun through the past. You came crashing through the window, and it gave away so fast. All I hear now is the wind blow, riding shotgun through the past. Heading back to Carolina, hanging out in Tennessee for a while. We'll always know where to find you, dishing out your repartee in your lines. What goes up comes around. it's so hard to get your feet off the ground. Came crashing through the window, and it gave away so fast. All I hear now is the wind blow, riding shotgun through the past. Came crashing through the window, and it gave away so fast. All I hear now is the wind blow, riding shotgun through the past. He came crashing through the window, and it gave away so fast. All I hear now is the wind blow, riding shotgun through the past. He came crashing through the window, and it gave away so fast. All I hear now is the wind blow, riding shotgun through the past.
Very nice. Band of Heathens at Jurdi, Gordy, Quist, live in the WSCA studios. Song called Shotgun, first cut off of their brand new album. Brand new album is called Sunday Morning Records, about a week old. That's what it looks like there for those people at home. And really good. I just got it last night. That was the first time I got a chance to listen to it.
All right.
And as I said, I had a particular thought that I thought it was going to sound like, and it doesn't sound anything like that. So, not that it isn't good. It's fantastic. And that song right there, I was talking to Melissa earlier, and I was like, "What song is going to be the radio? The radio friendly song?" And they're all radio friendly actually. And there's some really good songs on there, and that's a phenomenal one. Shotgun's name of that album. Name of that song. So congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah.
Congratulations on just the disc alone. To even you guys have gone through some changes recently over the last couple of years, and to see a new Band of Heathens CD is good for us. So
yeah, it's good for us too.
I'm sure.
We're glad we made it through and we're able to get this thing done and out into the world. It's always there's always a good sense of accomplishment and completion when you can kind of start with the ideas and get to the point where it's you just let go of it.
Right. Well, it has a different sound, as you've probably heard, and we can get into doing that. But what I want to do, if you guys don't mind, is for the people at home, if you haven't heard the Band of Heathens before, Ed is from this area. You're born and grew up here in the area, and Gordy, you're from Texas, so welcome. So I was wondering how am I going to approach this interview, because I know you really well, and I wasn't really sure how to do it, but I'm just going to do it with as familiar as possible. So welcome to the family, Gordy.
Oh, thanks.
Glad to have you here.
Yeah.
Glad you made it up, and congratulations again. I wanted to obviously congratulate you. This is the first time I've seen you first time I've had you in the studio since the Band of Heathens actually formed.
It has been a while.
You know, so the last time you were here, you were doing your solo thing, slogging it out, and decided to head down to Austin to make it big, which is everyone's dream, and everyone says they're going to do it, and very few actually go down there and accomplish what you've accomplished. So congratulations.
We are making it bigger. I went down there. We ate a lot of barbecue and Mexican food. Went right into the belly.
They do say that the food is great down there. I've never been down there. I've heard great things about all the food down there. But just to give the people at home, on the radio and the television show here, just an idea of what happened, how you guys got together, and how the band formed. I wonder if you could just share that a little bit. Well, I know it's probably redundant for you.
No, I think everyone in the band initially ended up in Austin at different times for different not for different reasons. I think everyone went there to play music, but all the original guys that were in the band, we all met. We were doing a residency at a club that's no longer there called Momo's, they kind of for a little while became a cool little central focal point of one of the scenes that was going on in town at the time. A lot of kind of singer-songwriters and roots music, a lot of different people that kind of just, had a fondness for each other and started hanging out. And so there was like 4 of us that all had consecutive hourly slots every week. It was me and Gordy and this guy Colin Brooks and Brian Keane. So it was 4 of us initially, and we at some point just got together and had a discussion and said, maybe it would be cool if we just did this as a thing, because we were all kind of sitting in with each other. Everyone would stay after their set and sit in and play. So we tried it out and kind of got together and did some singing together, and it was really great. It sounded really cool. Everyone was really enjoying it, and everyone was kind of still pretty intent on pursuing their own stuff, but this was kind of a nice respite. Once a week we do this jam and hang out, and
the Good Time Supper Club.
Yeah.
So and that was
what we called it.
Yeah, that was a good name for it. And we just kind of hang out and have some drinks and play some songs and have our friends come down and sit in. So it just kind of became this thing where real organic. It was like literally the living room jam session, except we did it at the club. And the club owner was totally into it and stuff. And then people just started coming out, and that was it. And we were having a good time with it, and here we are.
So was there any particular event that you said, let's, this is great for a Tuesday night or whatever it was, let's do this more full time? Or
it's pretty slow.
Yeah.
I would say slow growth. It turned from this kind of loose jam session into, more and more people started coming to the show. It showed up in the newspaper as being listed as the Heathens one time, and that kind of stuck. And I was like, hey, let's record a live record and just to capture the vibe of what's going on, and that became the Live at Momo's album. And then I was like, let's take this to Houston or Dallas. Let's take it regionally on the road on the weekends. And then that grew into, well, let's go out for a couple of weeks and see what happens. And it just kind of slowly grew from there. And then I was like, oh, let's do a studio record.
So you didn't have any sort of plans, really, just went for it.
No, most bands that have a plan don't release 2 live records to start the deal.
That's a good point. That's right.
We haven't exactly followed the standard operating procedure.
And it seems to be working for you really well.
For better and worse,
Yeah.
I'm not, I guess I'm not really sure about that, but we are where we are. And
we could talk about where you're at and how you got there, because you have, like I said earlier, you have gone through some changes, and I think it's great that you could go through those changes and still be here today. So. Not only here today, which I'm
literally
grateful for.
And figuratively,
exactly, right.
Yeah.
We'll come back and talk about that. Well, let's do another live thing. Time right now is about 17 past the hour, and listening to WSCA. We're live in the studio with Gordy, Quist, and Ed Jurdi of the band of Heathens.
There's flies in the kitchen. They came in through the window from the hole in the screen. No grass on the lawn. Said the rain keeps pouring and the steam keeps rising, and it's hotter than pavement on the 4th of July. So tell me, I'm the one that'll bring you down. Don't call me baby, and don't call me baby. So I'm thinking the same pictures of you. And are you thinking the same pictures of me? But you probably wouldn't ever tell me what you thought of mine. There's sky all around us, and there's wood on the fire. The music is playing and we're getting high, and the mountains are peaking just a look in the window, and the ocean is waving, waving goodbye. So tell me, I'm the one that'll bring you down. Don't call me baby, don't call me baby. So I'm thinking the same pictures of you. So are you thinking the same pictures of me? But you probably wouldn't ever tell me what you thought of mine. Just call me baby. See, I'm thinking the same pictures of you. See, are you thinking the same pictures of me? But you probably wouldn't ever tell me what you thought of mine.
Fantastic. The Same Picture. That's the name of that song. Again, the band, the Heathens. Gordy, Quist, Ed, Jurdi. The, should we call them the surviving members of the band, the Heathens? Can we do that? You mentioned the original lineup, which included Brian Keane. And I remember that when he left, I had this, you know, because I had some big attachments to the band of Heathens.
You and a lot of people.
Yeah, making it big. You know what I mean? So anytime there was a little bump in the road, not that Brian leaving was a little bump in the road, but I love his stuff. I love his solo stuff, and I love his work. And I thought he added a lot to the band. So when he left, I was like, oh, bummer. You know, this is going to be a drag for you guys. But you really seemed to keep it rolling. Colin Brooks was another big part of the band, I thought, with you guys doing the 3-part harmonies and 3 distinct voices. You really took it to me. I mean, to me, at first I thought Brian leaving was going to be the killer, but you guys really held it together. And those 3 distinct voices, I think, made you guys so unique. And I just wanted to see if you could just talk a little bit about those 2 people before we come into what you're doing now. Because, anyway.
Sure, I mean, I think,
ramble here.
Well, I think like with anything else, I mean, I think we've all enjoyed the band and all of the incarnations that it's been, and I think whatever ends up happening is kind of whoever's there, the band as a collective ends up figuring out how to play to our strengths, you know what I mean? So both of those guys were, heavily involved, obviously, made really big contributions to the band, and I think everyone really has just good thoughts and had a good time doing it as long as they were doing it, and then at a point, it comes a point where, somebody doesn't want to do it, or you're not into it anymore, and then that's what ends up happening, So for us, I think everyone that's been in it while they were doing it was really into it and had a great time with it. And then when it was time to not do it anymore, that's kind of what happened. There's no good behind the music story, or no one OD'd and crashed the bus, or
not as necessarily what I'm looking for.
No, I know. Yeah. I know, but so I think the sound of the band obviously has changed as members have come and gone. You know, I think that's the only way creatively we were gonna be able to sustain doing it. You know,
we've embraced that, and you know, obviously there's with fans and, you know, even with us, there's a realization like, oh, okay, that part of the band, it's not going to sound like that anymore. And, you know, we had to ask ourselves, you know, okay, well, is this still the Heathens, you know, or should we call this something else? But, you know, ultimately, like when Colin left, and that was the incarnation of the band with Colin, John, and Seth, that had been together the longest.
Right.
So I think to most people
that was the sound.
When you know, in reality, say, well, actually when we started it was different too. But it's kind of been this evolving thing. Even within that lineup, I felt like we tried to push our sound to change from when it started to the last record we did with those guys. But you know, when Colin left, he said, hey, you know, you guys need to keep going. You still have a lot more to do and to say, and we felt the same way. But we had to embrace the fact that, okay, we're going to find a new sound, that the soul of the band is hopefully still intact, and we try to hold on to that. But part of the band has always been pushing for new direction and new sounds, and so.
Well, the new album definitely does that. You definitely push forward, and I still think it has that Heathen sound for sure. I think where I was going with that question is, you had your first 3 releases like landed in the top 10 of the Americana charts. You know, 2 of them are number 1 and like number whatever it was. And as I said, I had a kind of a strong attachment to you guys succeeding. You were doing this, you know, steady climb. It seemed like to me from an outsider, this steady climb. And then when those guys decided to leave, I mean, it's nice to have this kind of, okay, whatever happens, happens. Did it scare the hell out of you? It would have scared me, I think, if I was, you know, on the steady climb up and then have it kind of pulled back. I'm not sure, you know, tell me how you felt about that.
I mean, there was a little bit of, you know, a little scared. But I think even, I don't know, there's always fear involved, like with making art. You know, you're just expressing yourself, and you hope that people come along for the ride. You know, we're not like doing focus groups trying to figure out what sounds do people like and then going for like a commercial market. Like, we have no interest in making music that's just for other people. We're making it for ourselves. And so there's always a fear involved of the next thing we do if we change something up, because we want to do it, our people are going to come along with us. And so maybe it was amplified a little bit because of the changes, but you know, I don't know if it was necessarily like, oh, we're on this steady climb and it's gonna, you know, I don't know. I don't know if I would say that.
Well, that's good. I mean, that's good if you can embrace it like that, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you work so hard to build something, and then to have, you know, that was a foundational thing. I mean, you guys were this, you know, you were all the rocks. And that, you know, to pull a stone out of that foundation seemed like it could have been really shaky.
Yeah,
it could have changed completely.
It could have been, but I think ultimately the idea is that for us, and even in the band, like I said, and that was kind of what I was getting at in terms of like whatever incarnation of the band has been in, the people that are there are committed to making art, whatever the collective vision is at that time. And that's the one, like Gordy said, the soul of the band being intact. I think that's kind of the takeaway from it. You know, whatever the pieces are that are together, we're going to figure out what we want to do and do that and present it, you know, and then like Gordy was saying, you know, hope that people are into it. I mean, that's really ultimately what it is. You know, like, we would do this regardless. Yeah. We're just fortunate enough that enough people like what we do that allow us to, so we can call it a career.
Right.
You know, but the idea of building something that's like, you know, being an artist or a musician, and the idea of building something that's a career is like, that's the dream, right? You know what I mean? The actual work is that you're going to be able to make records and play shows. That's reward enough. So if the other stuff happens, then it's kind of icing on the cake, you know? So that being said, though, I mean, I like cake, and, you know, without icing, it's not very tasty, you know?
I hear you.
So, I mean, it's like we want to do what we want to do, and, you know, obviously the more people that like that and want to participate with us, that's great.
It allows you to continue doing with it.
You're all welcome to join, you know?
It's kind of like, it's too early to really tell right now, like, where we are in this arc. You know, for us, it's been a really slow and steady build from the beginning. And we've been really fortunate that each year more and more people come out to see the live show. And you know, I don't know what people think of the new record. It seems like it's been really well received. It's really early to tell. We're really proud of it, and the live shows have been really good. But maybe we're still on this climb.
I hope you are.
I don't know,
definitely. Well, the new album is phenomenal. We'll come back and talk about that. But almost every song in there, as I said, that's got to be the radio song, But then I'd be like, listen to another song. I'd be, no, that's it right there. Oh no, then there's like 4 or 5 just overly stupendous songs on there. It's just amazing. The whole album is great, but it's really got a great sound. We'll come back and talk about where you went with that sound and what the album means to you now and whatever. I'll try not to be too wordy either, because I can tend to do that. Time right now is 4:30, and we're live in the studio with Gordy, Quist, and Jurdi of the band of Heathens. They performed last night down in Boston. And speaking of, you don't know how that's being received, I was talking to Melissa earlier, and it was like, it seemed like a lot of people got that album. It's only been out a week, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it seemed like a lot of people got it ahead of time, because I hadn't heard any of the songs, and there was a lot of people singing the words to the songs already and yelling out requests. So that's pretty cool.
It's always a lot of yelling of requests. Yeah.
Well, I'm not going to throw a request at you, but I will ask you to play another song. How's that?
Maybe Indigo Eyes.
Sure.
This is, and I'm sorry to interrupt you right when you were about to start, but this is one of those songs that I heard being yelled out quite a bit last night.
Yeah, that's
Indigo!
Someone was pretty persistent.
Yeah, someone wanted this one. Unfortunately, we didn't get to it.
There it is for you now. Hopefully you're listening here. If you're a real fan, you're
Yeah.
listening to the radio.
1, 2, 3,
The strangest thing, how the days go by in the arms of a girl with the indigo eyes. You'll find she'll make you lose your mind in the arms of a girl with the indigo eyes. I dream of a dream on the tip of my tongue, of spokes and the wheels and the webs we've spun. Turning her eyes, she turned me to stone. So neither one said what the other one hoped. The wind was sweet, her kiss so dry, but the wine was bad by the time we tried. The reds were drawn, the whites did fly, but the wine filled up in her indigo eyes. I dream of a dream on the tip of my tongue, of spokes and the wheels and the web she spun. Turning her eyes, she looked pretty stoned. So neither one said what the other one hoped. Turning her eyes, she looked pretty stoned. The indigo eyes told me all I could know.
Very nice. The Girl with the Indigo Eyes by Special Requests. last night. This person requested it, and we finally got to it, so that's good. See, they always honor their requests, one way or another. This is the band of Heathens, Ed, Jurdi, Gordy, Quist, live in the WSCA studio. So happy to have them here. My name's Shawn Henderson. The name of the show is The High Lonesome Sound, and I'm filling in for LJ Dells. I've actually kidnapped LJ and told him I was taking over the show. Actually, he was great. He was kind enough to let me have the airwaves today because I knew these guys were in town. And we've been talking about the new disc. Sunday Morning Record is the name of the album. And that's what it looks like right there for the people at home. And it does have this, just has a great sound. You guys have really, I read that you said it was, I read somewhere that you said it was your breakup record. And it does have that kind of, a lot of the songs have that kind of, this between like either longing for something or doubt or, you guys have this strive and not really getting there type of thing. I don't know if I'm making sense when I'm saying that, but
it's weird. In some ways, I think our last studio record was kind of like a breakup record.
Oh yeah,
sonically, and this record, all the content, the writing was kind of the aftermath of that. Mm-hmm. But in some ways, sonically, this is kind of a band coming together. And
sonically speaking, this album is great, and it does sounds like. The first way I described it was you stepped out of the swamp, because it sounds a lot less swampy than some of your other stuff. And not that it's cleaner in any really, but it does have it's sweeter, even though it's maybe harder songs to feel. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think we're all fans of roots music. Like really country stuff and really bluesy stuff. And I think some of our other stuff has maybe been. Yeah, kind of more, serving one of those masters where I feel like this record we kind of maybe were able to incorporate a lot more of those elements into the songs without them being like, this is a country song or this is a blues song or this is a soul song. We kind of, there's just little pieces of these things that we like to hear in music and we're able to kind of like put them into the context of the songs. So you got, like, it's just, I feel like it's a little more subtle in terms of, where the flavors and where the colors are coming from.
Well, it seems like the colors are coming from a lot more different places, actually, from what I'm hearing. Tell me about the producer. How did have you worked with the producer on this album before? And tell me about how it was, because it's a whole different thing. Tell me about the studio process.
Well, George Reef and Steve Christensen produced this together. George produced our last record, Top Hat Crown, and Steve was the engineer on that, but really kind of had a hand in a lot of stuff. And I think. The arrangement was similar this time, but we kind of started getting into it, and Steve really had a lot of really great ideas about, sonic ideas about how to make things sound a certain way. So they really were great collaborators, and it's like anything else. There's a real collective kind of effort, between their ideas and our ideas and what we're trying to get across. But yeah, we work with them on a couple records now, so it was a pretty easy process in terms of everyone being on the same page with what we were trying to get done.
And now, Trevor, your keyboard player, was he? Has he been involved with you guys? Was he involved in the last album at all?
Yeah.
Oh, he was.
Last few albums.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's played on all the studio records except the first one. Maybe.
Oh, really? I didn't know that for some reason.
He's kind of been touring with us. He started doing stuff maybe in 2009, and then full time in 2010, I think.
Oh, yeah.
But Trevor and I played in a band together actually for like 5 years. Before this band, and then he played in some other bands, and then kind of he moved back to Austin, and we got him into the fold a few years ago.
He's phenomenal. I didn't realize, I don't think that I've seen him. I've seen you guys perform a couple of times before, and I'm not sure for some reason, I'm not sure if he was with you. Yeah, was he at the last Boston show? Do you remember?
Yeah, I think he was.
He was?
Yeah, he was there.
Okay, well, I guess I wasn't paying attention. But he blew my mind last night, for sure. So when I guess where I was going with that question is, you guys go into the studio, obviously you're kind of the constant. Do you, how's the whole band feel? Do you take everybody's input when you come in? And is it a collective process now, or is it more you guys are guiding the ship?
I think mostly collective. I think some of the other thing, though, too. It just depends on the song, honestly. And the thing about the studio that's nice is that you don't necessarily have to approach a song the way you're going to play it live, When you play a song live, like, everyone plays on everything, you know? It's not like... I mean, we were kind of, like, of the mindset that, it doesn't always have to be everything at the same time. So even live, like, if you come to see a show, you'll see, like, Gordy might be playing guitar for a verse and I might not, or vice versa, or, Trevor, the keyboard player, might be playing some percussion or something, you know. And in the studio, it's like it's the kind of thing where you know, less is more a lot of the times. You know, you can have a just bass, guitar, and drums and have it be massive and huge. Whereas in a live setting, you sometimes need some more stuff to kind of make the sound whole. I mean, I guess the best analogy would be like the difference between a film and a live play. You know, when someone, you know, an actor on a stage, the movement has to be bigger and louder and larger because, you know, the kind of the subject is smaller. With a film, it's like, you know, you can move your head, you know, 3 inches, and it's like it's the whole screen. You know, so.
Well, that's fantastic. And I know sonically speaking, when you talk about the live stuff, last night I was very impressed with how you approach some of these songs. And that was the first time hearing them. So I heard them last night for the first time in a live setting and then listened to the album on the way home. And it has such a different vibe. You know, I'm glad. It's very rare that I have that happen where I get to hear an album sort of first, because you did quite a few songs from the album last night. It's very rare that I get to hear those songs in a live setting first and to have them sound so different and then to hear the album. And I'm not sure if it's a typical reaction where I really dug the album after that too, because sometimes, you know, I'll hear a live version, then I'll go and listen to the studio and go, I'm not sure if I like that so much, but I did that. I really do dig the album. There's such great songs in here. We're talking about the band of Heathens. Sunday Morning Records is the name of the disc. Brand new. It's about a week old. It still has that new CD smell. So I encourage you to go pick that up. Bandofheathens.com if you want to learn more about them, and I encourage you to check that out. They've got a bunch of live albums out. And this is their fourth studio album. That's right, and they're all fantastic as far as I'm concerned. Timer now is 4:41, and you're listening to WSCA-LP Portsmouth Community Radio, 106.1 FM. Let's do another live thing.
Okay. You think
Caroline Williams?
Yeah.
Well, I read the wrong invitation because the date in my mind said next Thursday about 8:45. Pick me up at my place, we can go on from there. I can't wait to see you, it's been so long, babe. And by all indications, we were just fine. At least that's how I had it made up in my mind. But the lights were dark and a note on the door. It read, Caroline Williams don't live here anymore. I have a predisposition to be on the go. Sunrise and new skies, they're the faces I know. I should have seen this coming, I should have looked for a sign. I'm missing your phone calls, they get lost on the wire. There's so many ways I've been wrong, but I never thought you'd leave after staying so long. But the lights were dark and a note on the door. It read, Caroline Williams don't live here anymore. Caroline Williams don't live here anymore. The pages keep turning, missing the days you saved away. You're walking through turnstiles, trying to count the ways that you pay into each other.
Caroline Williams is the name of that song. That's a cut off the brand new release from the band of Heathens. Sunday Morning Record is the name of the new disc. Absolutely fantastic. Thanks. And that's another one of those radio-friendly songs, I think. Yeah. So hopefully that's getting a lot of play. There's so many great songs on this album. I encourage you to go pick it up. Go to bandofheathens.com if you like what you're hearing. Pick up this and whatever else, actually. Wanted to talk, what time is it now? About 15 minutes. We don't have that much more time. I do want to talk about your sort of independence. You know, we talked about how you guys got going, but the one thing that I admire about the band of Heathens and all you guys is the fact that you've sort of, not that you've done it yourself, but you haven't really done it the traditional way. And not only haven't you done it the traditional way, you seem to be really good marketers. And how did that come to be? I mean, you're selling like coffee and pancake mix and all that other band of heathen swag, and people are buying it up. It seems like you had I love the merch table last night. It looked really cool.
The merchandise mall.
The merchandise mall. That's right. Yeah, you get a lot there.
Yeah, that's some. I don't know what I think. Sometimes we maybe get a little carried away. We have quite a bit of stuff that we tour with, but I don't know. You know, it starts with the music and everybody has different ideas at different times. Like, oh, let's try it. We're pretty much willing to try anything.
Yeah.
So
good for you.
We've been fortunate in that we've been able to kind of try some different things. We record all of our live shows.
That's where I was going to go next.
To me, that might be the most interesting part of kind of the whole the label side of what we do.
Mm-hmm.
But we record all the shows and record them onto a USB stick, and you can leave the show that you just saw within about 5 or 10 minutes of the show ending. You can take home a copy of it.
That's fantastic.
So it's amazing what technology can do,
Mm-hmm.
you know?
Absolutely.
But yeah,
and it's a great gift too. I think it's a great gift for a fan, you know, especially the USB stick, you know, and the pancake mix too, I'm sure. But but the USB stick, you know, because people really want people. I mean, I think that's the reason you're so successful with the merchandise anyway, because people want a part of you. I mean, they really want to take that experience home, and I think being able to, you know, go to a show last night and have it be so great and then be able to take it home and listen to it whenever you want. Again, relive it.
Yeah, I think we try to think about things in terms of being music fans, because that's what we are first and foremost, are music fans. And so it's like, oh, what would we love from a band that we really like, you know, and a copy of a live show is great. I love coffee. And so on this latest record with the whole Sunday morning theme, I found my favorite coffee roaster down in Austin. Told our manager, hey, just call them up and just see if they'd want to team up with something. And, you know, turned out they were fans of the band, and it ended up working out that they roasted a Heathens, you know, coffee bean. And so I don't know, it's kind of just like, well, what would we like? You know, and
have you tried the coffee?
Oh yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I've
tried the Heathens coffee. I mean,
oh, the yeah.
Okay.
No, it's excellent.
Yeah.
But it's, I don't know. We're kind of, you know, some things work, some things don't, and we're always kind of, we've been fortunate to be independent in terms of being able to kind of do what we want to do. And we have a great team of people that help us, you know, our manager, booking agents, publicists, radio people, but it's cool to have control over the music and the brand and do whatever we want with it.
Yeah, good for you. That's huge, really. Well, all I can say is congratulations, and thanks for coming down here today.
Thanks
I know
for having us.
You guys are like, and for the people at home, you guys are hard-working individuals. You're out there. You went down to New Jersey yesterday to do a radio show, headed up to Boston, up here today, going back down to, where you heading next?
We're leaving, after we leave here, we're going down to Cambridge to do another radio show.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So we won't keep you that long then. Right. So you're going down there. You're going to be coming back to the area, though, is it next Friday?
Yeah, we're going to be at the Freiburg Fair.
Uh-huh. That'll be fun. I haven't been to the Freiburg Fair.
Is it going to be warm enough on Friday night?
Well, you just never know.
You know, that's what I mean.
That's what it is. So, dress in layers. That's my advice, you know. And bring your dancing shoes, and that'll keep you warm, you know. And if you get too warm, you can always bring the fan dance, because we were talking about that last night. The woman down front with her fan dance, and she knew every word, too. Time right now is about 10 minutes before the hour of 5 o'clock, and you're listening to WSCA-LP, Portsmouth Community Radio. My name's Shawn Henderson. The name of the show is The High Lonesome Sound. And I want to thank LJ Delta for turning over the airwaves to me today. I do want to acknowledge one other person that you mentioned, your whole team. I had, you know Marty England. Marty was in here. It was a while ago, a few years ago. And your dad was in here as well, and maybe your mom as well. I can't remember. And when they left, Marty says, "There's no way." Or what was his? I'm not sure if I know the exact quote, but he said, with parents like that, there's almost no way you can fail.
Yeah.
So I do want to acknowledge he's too humble to accept it, but I do want to acknowledge your dad and your mom as part of this team here.
I'll back
I know
you. I'll
he's
back
probably
you
going
up
to
on that.
smack me for doing that, but
Yeah.
I'm telling you,
I'll back you on that.
right on.
Yeah.
So
That's cool.
just to give him a thumbs up as well.
Marty's a very perceptive guy,
Yeah. Oh yeah, he is.
And I loved his last record.
He
It's
is he's a phenomenal musician. The last album was great. He's got a new album coming out, and his band is great. And
Yeah, they are great.
he's just having fun doing
That's
it.
good. That's the most important thing.
Absolutely. So, Gordy, nice meeting you. Welcome to the family.
Thanks, Sean.
And good luck, Ed. Always great seeing
Thanks, Sean. Thanks for having us.
you.
man.
And we have time for one more live thing, and then we'll close out. How's that?
Cool.
I'm sure you do.
How about can you do
Yeah.
records in bed?
Woo.
Is that
Yeah,
a tough
we
one to do?
We try it.
All right.
How can we do this?
I don't know. You got a slide? I guess you're not an open G either.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
No.
All right.
All right. Do something
I'm
else
gonna
then.
slide it. I'm just. Can we do this or not?
Get to open G. Let's do it. Let's try it. One moment while we retune.
I'll just pull that down. See, it's always you throw those curveballs at them,
Yeah, this is a tune that we do with the full band, and we haven't actually really tried this as a duo.
Oh, okay, good.
So this will be
World premiere duo appearance of
This is the
sort of the title track of the album.
edge of the cliff. We
Let's
may
hope it's
fall
the world-
off.
Let's hope it's the world debut and not the world debut.
I appreciate you giving it a try.
One, two, three. We're in tomorrow, glowing in the red light on the console tower. Forget your sorrow, or remember when you lived it back in your favorite song. It made you feel less all alone, like it wasn't always wrong. And I've been there. Remember when rock and roll was sacred and you were it on the street. The all-night conversations with everyone you'd meet. And when we dance and sing, we are golden. Sunday morning service, records in your bed. Well, they're good for your soul. Oh, they feed your head. They go round and round so slow. Where it stops, we never know. Round and round so slow. Shining on, deeper glow, we're home. Lost in translation, missing information. Give me just one person, please. Trying to find the forest inside of all these trees. And when we dance and sing, we are golden. Sunday morning service, records in your bed. Well, they're good for your soul. Oh, they feed your head. They go round and round so slow. And where it stops, we never know. Round and round so slow. The sweetest blues you ever know. Round and round so slow. Shining on a deeper glow. We're home. We're home. Fire.
Well, they're good for your soul. They feed your head. They go round and round so slow. And where it stops, we never know. Round and round so slow. The deepest grooves you ever know. Round and round so slow. And it feels so good, you wanna go. Round and round so slow. Shining on, deeper glow, we're home. Oh, we're home. Round and round we'll go. We're home. Round and round we go. We're home. Round and round we go. We're home. Round and round we'll go. We're home. Round and round we'll go. We're home. Round and round we'll go. We're home.
Nice. You pulled it off.
All right.
Nice job. That was a good request.
Good
Thank you,
request,
guys.
Sean.
Yeah, thanks. I can't thank you guys enough for coming in. Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for
Thank you.
having
Thanks
us,
for the time. Good luck and everything. Congrats on the new album. The name of the new album is called Sunday Morning Record. And, yeah, we'll be seeing you around. I'm
Thank
sure. I know I kind of get a rush because I'm holding up. My apologies to the next person that's coming into the studio. But I do want to thank Melissa and Steve for being my camera guys today. I want to thank everyone, our in-studio audience, for being so enthusiastic. And I'm going to play a song called Miss My Life off the new album. How's that? To close out the show. And I can't thank you guys enough. Seriously.
Thank you.
All right, so the name of this song is called Miss My Life. My name's Shawn Henderson. The name of the show is High Lonesome Sound, LJ Delta's show that's here every single Saturday from 3 to 5. I'm here. You can hear me on the radio as well when I don't steal LJ's show. On Fridays from 1:30 to 5 on Stay Tuned. You're listening to WSCA-LP Portsmouth Community Radio.
Everybody's talking about how they just can't do without. They don't know the ass from a hole in the ground. Time's up, people change. This whole trip has gotten strange. Tell me how it all went wrong. You hit me like a misdemeanor, caught me right in between. The devil was an angel herself. I could tell you the reason, but you called it treason. I never said goodbye to myself. I'll miss my life. I'll miss the way it was. I'll miss my life. I'll miss it just because. Work hard, play harder, get stoned, be smarter, left, right, up, down, where do we go? Money's gone, rent, do loud pizzas.
That was awesome, guys. Holy crap.